tape from last night reveal anything other than?
I mean, first half, I thought our guys did a really good job. Defensively, we weren't terrific in the first half, but offensively, we were efficient, made some shots, did some good things. Last play of the first half, just a execution blunder, carried over to the three. It was a bad way to end the half, but second half, I thought really the game got out of hand the last 10 minutes. It's a 7-point game, right to that 10-minute mark, 7 to 9 point game. Thought second half, offensively, really struggled with shot selection and ball movement. They did a really good job. They really helped off a lot of guys and really packed the paint. We didn't get great movement. But defensively, man, we just not understanding attention to detail and what we're doing. There's just not a lot of carryover for whatever reason. I don't, beat just too many straight line drives, too many easy baskets in transition, second chance points. I mean, but it really got away from us the last 10 minutes. I mean, for 30 minutes on the road, first time without Tyrese, I thought we did a lot of really good things. Came back from down 8 twice, 3 times, and so 2 or 3 times. The last 10 minutes, man, offensively, shot selection, and then defensively, just ability to stay in front of the ball, really struggle with that.
Caleb last night told me, and then again today, he hit on it again when I asked him about it. But his first basket where he got the ball and passed in, got it back with 6
George
seconds.
Kicked it out.
Kicked it back out to him. He looked up at the clock. Oh my gosh, I got to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that maybe proved to him that he's been thinking too much. Is it possible? Do players, not just him, but I mean in general, do players think too much sometimes instead of just reaction, letting it rip?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, each guy's different.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb probably is one that probably overthinks things and just needs to relax and play and not put so much pressure on himself, and just try to work, every day on his skill level to get a little bit better, and continue to grow. But it was good to see him make some shots. He always competes well, but it was good to see him make some shots.
Just went from getting demoted to playing 40 last night. What have you seen from him trying to navigate what I'm sure has been a tough season for him, a disappointing season from what he was expecting?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he had a really good first half for us. I thought he did some really good things. Pushed the ball in transition. Outside of last play of the first half, he had a really good half because he was kind of parting the threesome that kind of botched that last play. But he, second half, maybe got a little worn down because he had some kind of unforced turnovers and took some quicker shots than he did in the first half. But our roster's changed a little bit, so his minutes are going to go up. And 40 may have been too many just from a fatigue standpoint. Just maybe need to keep him a little fresher.
What's the dynamic for guys like him that either come as grad transfers or sit one, play one, the pressure that they feel to make the most of that last season? How tough can that be, especially if it doesn't go the way they want it to?
Yeah, I think that's you saw one last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
To where, I mean, Meryl Shea would probably write me a great reference letter. You know what I mean? To where, I mean, it's every kid's different. Every situation's different. Obviously, you get a guy like Shayok who set the world on fire. I mean, I think he had a stat line that was over the last 10 years. I think only 8 or 9 kids have had it. The last one before him was Buddy Hield to have the stat line he put up. But you do in a grad transfer year, like you touched on, in a sit one, play one, you can get to where you're thinking, hey, instead of just embracing here, you're thinking about so many other things, worldly things, which is human nature, because the real life's about to hit you, whether that's professional basketball in the States, overseas, whether that's going to work for, Apple or IBM or, or on Wall Street or at the Des Moines Register, wherever you're going.
Don't go there.
Not if you got to work with him, for sure. But, we'll send him with John. But so it is. I mean, there is probably a lot of pressure, more so. But even now, man, it's changed so much. There's that type of pressure on the freshmen now, to where people can't just sit back and relax and say, hey, let's let them grow. they're going to go through some growing pains.
Which is like Caleb did.
Yeah, they're going to go. Yeah, they may not play as much as they want to right now, but they're going to have to develop and work. And that's part of, that's what made this program so good for so long is, man, them guys were freshmen to seniors and 4 fifth-year guys. That's how you sustain success at places like Iowa State, in my opinion. And so, but to get back on, not to get off tangent there, but to get back on Prince, yeah, there's probably a lot of more internal pressure.
Sure.
And then external pressure not from me, more just from the outside influences and things like that come. But he's a great kid, and he's going to do really well for himself. But they probably all put too much pressure to where, man, I wish if you could just tell them to bottle it up and just be where your feet are and only think about that and not do everything result oriented. Just keep getting better. And I thought one of his best games he played was at TCU. Unfortunately, we didn't finish that game, but I thought he had a really good game, and just try to piggy off and be consistent like that.
Is this a new beginning for him in terms of, obviously no Tyrese, but I would imagine your guys' needs are different in your locker room now that he can maybe help
Yeah, and maybe now, for the rest of the season he has a role that he probably envisioned more of than maybe that he didn't have a couple weeks ago, to where he is more, ball dominant because he's at the point some now with him and Rob both, minutes, but we got to get it done though too, and so. But I thought he did some really good things for us. I thought first half he was really good. I was really proud of him.
What about going what you were saying there? What about with Pete, non-basketball related? I mean, is Tyrese still a leader of the locker room, or is that something that?
Oh yeah, I think
Prentice
Tyrese
tries to
will always
take over
be
too? Okay.
be the leader. But I think guys like Prentice and Russ Shear, Mike Solomon, all those guys, they all have to lead in their separate ways. We need everybody to step up. It's a big game Saturday. We need to try to take care of that, and we've still got a handful of games that we definitely can win and finish the conference. Like I said, the back half of this conference season the right way.
Yeah. What did you learn from that first Texas game that you hope you can apply to this one?
Oh, I got to finish. We got to defend for 40 minutes. We really were in the battle. We led the whole game out. We got off to a terrible start. We went down there and said, hey, we're going to be really composed regardless what happens. We stayed with it. We stayed the course. Led at halftime. Led to the bitter end. And the last minute was, they scored their last 3 possessions when the game went and won free throws. You know what I mean? To where we've got to be able to defend in that situation with a higher sense of urgency. And then on the other end, we missed some layups. You can't blame all that stuff. But the one big play where we got the foul with Trey, we got to execute. I mean, the play's wide open, but we ran it too fast. We didn't get set up. We get an illegal screen. Everything we wanted, the play's wide open. Trey for 3 for the tie, or we go Solomon, cut it to 1. But we get a tripping call.